Hi guys, and welcome to episode I don't know what of I don't know what season of Broncos Guide Podcast. Just because we've been away for so long.
Oh,
It's been
so
a while.
long.
Hi Ambulance, how are you?
Hi, Kelly. I'm good. How are you doing?
I am. It's been a week. Maybe it's not the best day to ask me how I am. It's been a bit of a testing week, but otherwise, no, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah, I think we both have just had a definite a week, a very testing week, but at least it's Friday. It's Friday today, by
I'm
the
so glad
way.
it's Friday.
And we are just unwinding. And I think we're going to spend today just chatting about where we've been, what we've been doing, what we've got coming up.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm going to start off by asking you, Amber, where have you been and what are you up to? And like, what's happening in your life right now? How's Archie?
Well, I'll start with the easiest one. Archie is doing great. He's actually sleeping on my lap right now, living his best life. I never, I envision my life this way, but not with a dog. Like every morning, I drop my dog off at daycare to work, leave at a certain time as to not miss the daycare pickup, time. So he is good. He's got a great routine here. I always say, like, I joke with my friends that he honestly, this move to Joburg for him has been like amazing. Like he is just living life. So happy for him. Um,
Must be nice.
must be so nice, eh? It really is a dog's life. But from my side, I don't know if I mentioned on our last episode that I started a new job. It's C for corporate. So I've been getting used to the new environment, which is vastly different to agency, but it's been a great learning experience so far. And yeah,
Do you
just
know what our last
adjusting.
episode was?
I actually don't.
I will tell you now, and I'll tell you, and this is how I know you didn't mention that you started a new job. It was the it was the toxic workplace one.
Oh yes.
So that was our
Yes.
last episode, and then we went silent for a while.
Yeah.
But yes, but Amber started a new job since then.
Yes, I did. It's now in corporate and like I said, vastly different to agency because it's all I've known for many years. But it's very exciting working with a team that's not just in your profession, so not just PR and marketing. It's a whole different environment. So it's great to get to meet new people, learn a lot of different things about different departments. And the adjusting to Joburg, I don't know why I thought I would adjust in like 2 months. I only now feel like I know what I'm doing and like I have a proper routine and I actually don't have to use Google Maps to get everywhere, which is just thank God, finally. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. That's what I've been doing. How about you? How's work? Do you want to talk about your promotion and how that's going?
Sure. Yeah. So since the last time we spoke, I have received a promotion. I'm now a business unit director. Um,
Yes.
it's been going well. It's a lot of responsibility, and I do feel that my workload is increased, which obviously I did expect. So that's fine. I'm enjoying it. There's a lot of learning happening, like things to do with new business, like managing people, which I've never had to do before. There's a lot of imposter syndrome happening, and this week was a terrible week in terms of how my imposter syndrome really like flared up this week. But it's fine. It's going well. And yeah, I've got a couple of like outside of work. I'm working on a couple of things for myself also. I mean, you know about it. I'm not quite
Yeah.
gonna put it out there yet. Not quite gonna put it out there yet. But you know about it, and like a couple of other people know about it, like within the circle. And I'm just gonna say like watch this space for a while. It's been going well. I've been trying to focus on my fitness, but it's winter, so not really that much. Yeah, I'd like I really can't complain. I mean, other than the usual complaints about how tired I am and the usual stuff. I've got nothing new to complain about, should I say.
And how's Sam and Joker doing?
Ah, yeah, no, they are great, eh? I mean, I look for them now, but they're not here. They're on the couch with their papa. It's
Oh,
going well. They are good. It's actually been a year since they remember the accident they had? Not the accident, the fight they had.
yes, I remember.
It's been a year. It was a year now. Last week it was a year. And I was just like taking stock of my little babies. They're so cute. I love them so much. But yeah, no,
that was brutal. That was during a walk, where there was
it was
like
after a walk, and
after a walk.
the door had been left open, and they were like, "Well, seeing as you're leaving the door open, we will go and explore the world." Um, and they got out with. I said they got out like it was like some like sneak attack thing. They just walked themselves out. Um, and they went down the road to visit the dogs on the corner who didn't like being visited. So yeah, that happened.
A shame.
But they're doing well. They're cute as always. My little. I mean, I have like so many names for them, but my little boo boos. I call them boo boos right now.
I feel like I call Archie so many names other than Archie that I don't know when last I even said his name. Like
I do the same. And then Calvin looks at me and will be like, "No, that's not their name." And we're like, "It is to me in my heart. It is in my heart. It is in my heart." So,
what
Emily,
something as
Emily,
well.
I
Now
have a
it's like
question.
my mind.
I have a question for you.
Go
What is
for
on
it.
the horizon for you right now? Like, what is like something you really want to achieve before the end of the year?
I think one big thing is getting back into my fitness routine. It's been, yeah, I can't blame it on anything else other than my lack of willpower. I have truly no excuse, Kelly. I've got the Virgin Active Premier card. So that means I can go to any Virgin Active in South Africa. There's one not even 500 meters from my flat. And the office where I work is based across another Virgin Active. It's just, I think once you've been out of a certain routine for a while, it's very hard to get back in. And because I'm alone going to the gym, I'm so used to having either a training buddy or a personal trainer. That accountability, like it's not there like it used to be. That's one thing that I really, really want to get like into a nice groove with before the end of the year. And I really want to get over my imposter syndrome, which I think I need to just take it easy on myself because I'm 4 months into the new job, which is not a long time at all. But at such a busy time, it didn't really feel like there was, the usual like slow induction and like the quiet first couple of weeks.
Yeah, you really just like jump straight into it. You were like MIA for like 4 months. I mean, you weren't really MIA, but I mean, you jumped straight into it. Also, because they haven't had a marketing manager for so long that there was so much catching up for you to do.
Exactly. And because they're not being a marketing manager, the general manager also had their hands full with so many things that they couldn't obviously pay attention to this one department. There's so many departments to run. So just doing like a handover and getting to know an entire new giant company and how they do things and then how I'm going to do things in our office and managing all of that has been a lot. And then also the second week being there, HR calling me and saying, "Oh, we found your podcast." And I panicked a little bit. But then I just thought, like, we don't do anything on Next. Be honest about our personal experiences.
Yeah.
Never said anything about anyone that's not true or in poor taste. So
Yeah,
she just said
absolutely.
she had to listen and thought it was really cool and like a fresh take on how people, like young women, are navigating like the workplace and
Yeah.
their lives. So yeah, it was cool. But those are the two things I really want to do before the end of the year: fitness routine and getting over imposter syndrome.
I have advice for you on imposter syndrome, not because I implemented myself, clearly not, but because I recently did I think I told you about it. I did a career coaching course thing. I did like a career coaching thing. I don't know what you call it. I did like a couple of sessions of career coaching. I feel like that's a better way of wording it. And like one of the things which actually came up for me in those sessions is imposter syndrome. And my coach, who I'd like to just like plug here quickly, is Selena Newman. No, Selena Fisher of Selena Newman Coaching. But she has been on the podcast before. So for anyone who wants to listen, it was a couple of episodes back.
Yeah, it was great. It's really great advice.
Yeah, it was. And like she kept telling me like when you have imposter syndrome, what you should do is make an actual list, like a journal entry or a list of like your skill set. like things you know you are good at, and things that have like brought you. I mean, I'm really like summarizing what she said in a much like smarter way, but like things that have led you to this point in your life, like all the hard work you've done and like things you're good at, your skill set, your soft skills, your hard skills, whatever. And then when you have imposter syndrome, like when it's like really strong, just you should just like go back and look at that list and just like remind yourself, like take a moment, light a candle if you must, have a glass of
Yeah.
wine, and remind yourself about everything that has actually like brought you to this moment, and it will remind you that actually you do deserve this role. You may be just in a learning phase in the role, and you just you're being stretched because you are growing.
I think that's a great thing to remember, because when you're so hyper focused on every single aspect of what you're supposed to achieve in your role, like you'll have, for just an example, like a list of, let's say, 10 goals that you need to achieve in your role. Not every or most companies or all companies don't expect you to hit 100% on all 10 things you do. There's a certain level of things you need to achieve because you are only human. But
Yeah.
because you're so focused on yourself and how much you should be doing, you like, if you just look around at the rest of your colleagues and the rest of your team members, not everyone is always hitting the lights out of the, like, people
Yeah.
are trying their best, and sometimes that's enough. I'm not saying you shouldn't excel to do better, but I mean, sometimes just taking the pressure off and looking around and like unzooming basically from just yourself.
Yep.
Not everyone is looking at you every single day wondering why there are not 3 pieces of coverage in top tier media today. Like, not everything is the end of the world. Like, take it easy on yourself, which I should tell myself.
I
Take
used
it
your
easy.
line. I used your line the other day, just so by the way, which I will remind you of right now. Someone told me, someone in our team, I can't remember, I can't remember who. I don't remember who, but I won't say name. But like, they were worried about like something, or they were saying like, oh, like, what if like something goes wrong, whatever. And I was like, in the words of Amber April, this is PR, not the ER. We're not saving
Literally, this is
lives.
beyond.
We are not
This is
saving lives.
beyond.
Yes, we want to obviously like deliver the base like to our clients and like their businesses because their livelihood, well, not depends, but we assist with like spreading their message and like growing their business in some way or form. But this is PR, not the ER. We are not
Exactly. Yeah.
we're not like doing organ transplants or anything.
I remember a colleague of mine, I think it was 2 weeks ago. I had a couple of days owing because I'd worked overtime. So I have my email on my phone because obviously sometimes it is the ER when it comes to
Mm.
PR. But most of the time I'll just glance at my emails and then like not respond because it's not an emergency. And one colleague had sent me something that needed to be actioned, but it was A, not time sensitive, and B, like it wasn't life or death. So I left it because I'd be going to the office the next day. And when I got there at like 8, they were like, "Did you get my email that I sent you yesterday?" And I said, "I see it now and I'll action it today, don't worry." And they were so like shocked. They said, You don't check your emails on your off days?" And I said, "No, if there's an emergency, like we call each other. If something's really like time sensitive, we'll call or text and it's fine."
Yeah.
And they were like so blown away. I was like, my guy, like there's no reason for you to check your email unless it's in like absolute emergency if it's your time off. That's just what I think. And what I'll do, like before I go back, is the night before I'll just scan them so you don't come to like a huge surprise at your desk the next day. But for the most part, it's not the ER. It really isn't.
It's really not. And like, I'm trying to learn that for myself as well. Like, when I take days off, not only to like trust that I did a good enough handover, because I do an excellent handover, but also to like trust my colleagues to handle any situation that comes up because everyone on my level is more experienced than I am. And just to not actually check my emails. Like I took a couple of days off recently. Why did I take some time? Oh, it was the school holidays, and I wanted to take a couple of days off. And I maybe checked emails like once a day, and like I really want to get into actually not checking emails at all because if it's an emergency, like you said, they should just phone me.
Yeah,
And it's not that it's expected of me. Sorry, I dropped my pen. It's not that it's excuse me, that it's expected of me to actually check my emails because they will phone if it's an emergency. Um, it's just that I'm in such a bad habit of doing that. Um, that I just can't actually disconnect sometimes when I'm on leave. And
Yeah,
it's
it's hard to disconnect, and it's a bit harder for me even now because I'm gonna say I'm a head of a department. Head of a
look at
department.
you.
So it's even harder to disconnect because now you're thinking like, is the world falling apart without me? And I
You
just think to
also
myself,
don't have anyone that you can hand things over to when you're not there. Like
exactly.
when you're not there, your work goes on pause.
But also, if there's not an Instagram post for one day, like things will be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Well, like, what if you miss out on like $1 million in F&B revenue because
Oh my
because
god.
of one incident? I'm joking. I'm only joking. That is a joke. You
You're
won't.
instilling new fears.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
Joke.
Okay, let's move on from that. Let's move on. Do we want to talk about what's happening for the podcast quick sticks in like the next few months? Just a couple of topics we're touching on, what we hope to do. We
Yes.
do want to monetize it. I just want to put that out there now. So anyone listening who wishes to be involved with the monetizing of our podcast, please do reach out to us at info@brangolsky.co.za. I forgot our email address. That's how long it's been
That's
since
a lot.
we actually said it out loud. Info@brangolsky.co.za for any monetizing sponsorship deals, Your ad
Yes.
goes here.
Sure. And we will be doing hopefully soon a couple of cool giveaways that will involve you guys with on our social media, which I apologize has been dead for a while. It's coming back up. It should be back up by the time you hear this.
It should be. If it's not, just ping us on socials.
Yeah, just ping us on socials. And I think we're working on some cool topics. Kelly, just why is it not in my notes? What did we say the topics were going to be?
So off the top of my head, I can remember one we just discussed yesterday, which is less of a touchy-feely one, more of a like factual one, is about like lost wills and testaments and just things you should have in order as an adult,
Yes. Yeah.
Especially if you have assets. Because you can't actually in fact, I don't know. I was gonna say like you can't like just tell your mother that like she must take your car and sell it. I don't actually know how it works, so we're gonna get someone in to actually talk about it. And then also I really want to talk about like generational like trauma.
Yeah.
Like how, as an example, let's say your like grandmother was like, and this is, I'm not going to say especially true like for women of color. I don't know if like white women or black women. No, I know black women have gone through the same like similar things. I don't know if white women have. Like, let's say your grandmother was like really strict in her parenting, and she was like super strict, very little affection and love, and like how like that influenced like your mother or your father in like raising you and how it affects you as an adult. So things like that.
Yeah.
I'd love to unpack that a little bit.
That would be amazing to look into because I know I did briefly about it in an article. I think it was an American publication, but it was about slavery and how that trauma is still being carried by Black people in America today because of the trauma their ancestors went through. That DNA stays with you like generations down. So it's a very interesting thing to look into and a way to better understand how to relate to each other if you know that this is like, how can I say, that is the part of who you are,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could unpack
Speaking
it
about
right now.
ancestry, I found this website. I don't know if it's relevant. If you can cut it out, Kelly, if you want to. But anyway, as a colored person, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I've been so interested for so many years to do like a DNA test, not to determine paternity, guys. I know my parents are, but to figure out my cultural background and the makeup of my DNA, like which parts of the world make up my DNA. And I saw there was a guy on TikTok. I think he's an Indian guy, but is based in South Africa. He did his thing through something called, I think, My Heritage DNA, something like that.
Mhm.
And it takes about 2 weeks to do the test. And you figure out like what makes up your DNA. And I really would be interested to see what we as colored people, like different people, what our backgrounds are culturally speaking.
I have a very interesting. I have an idea. I'm gonna unpack the idea with you now. Well, no, I'm gonna unpack what you just mentioned now, but I quickly want to tell you my idea, just in case anyone's
Okay.
listening will help. So what if now for Heritage Month in September now, I've gone like full color now. What if now we reach out to them to partner with us and then we like send in our samples, like DNA stuff, and then we talk about it like as an episode, and then we encourage other people to do it. Because as you said, like as a colored person, like you're kind of interested in where you've come from because we're such a mixed bag of who knows what,
Yes.
or who knows who, should I say, that we don't actually know. So I figure like this could be a very interesting thing to talk about in Heritage Month or like around Heritage Day.
Absolutely. And even if we partner with the American companies, I don't know if we'll get hold of them.
Oh, true.
But what if we actually did it ourselves and then unpack it in an episode and talk about our, because I have no idea what mine is. Okay, like
I
absolutely no idea.
have a little bit of an idea on my dad's side. My mom's side, not as much. I have a little bit of an idea on my dad's side. My concern, so I'll tell you, it's a very superficial thing, and it's very like I don't know what the word is for it, but I'm worried that when I get my results, I'll see that like my whole lineage, whatever, like none of it's from here. Like, what if I'm not Khoi? What if I'm not any of the tribes that were here? Then I'm be like, well, what am I then? How am I
Well,
related to
it's
this
a
land?
very real possibility, hey, because of slavery. So
I
I
know.
went to that archives center in Cape Town,
Mm.
and one of the guys that helped me showed me like the first Aprils that landed here were on a boat in 1652 from I think Malabar, which is like off the coast of India. So, it's not looking good for me either.
It's
Okay.
not. I think with the same like April also,
It's a slave surname.
it's a slave surname. I could not remember the word. And my married surname is Fisher, which I think is also it's also like a similar thing. But my maiden surname is Lodewijks. Now, where in like God's good green earth does that even come from? So I'm
I
very
have no
interested.
idea. It sounds Dutch or German.
I think it's a little German. I know this German blood, but I feel like that's not in the Lodewijks side. I don't know. But anyway, this is a very interesting topic. You're right. This is something we should unpack for Heritage Month. And I feel like we should send it in. I'd love to know how much it is, in
It's apparently it's $45, which
this
is
economic climate.
approximately 2 million rand.
Exactly. In this economic climate, I could fill my car with $45.
Literally, hey. Can I just
$45.
can I just tell you, to now be on petrol, I drive, for those who don't know, I drive a Hyundai i10 that I've had since 2016. In 2020, going into 2021, a full tank for me costs 400 rand. I am now paying 900 rand per tank.
No.
It's two factors. Obviously, coastal is cheaper, though it's being in Johannesburg, petrol is more expensive. But then also the ridiculous price increases. Like
I'm
I
going to be a
just
real
can't.
nerd about this now. I'm a real nerd about a real like car nerd about this. It's also because the altitude that you are at, your engine is working harder and therefore burning more fuel
Yep.
because you are at a higher altitude. I mean, I think when it comes down to it, like it's like a small number, but that is a consideration. But also, I need to fill my tank soon, and I'm not trading it. So, and I drive a little 1.2 like Fiat Panda. So
I'm so close to just selling my freaking car. But then the alternative is taking an Uber every day, and
No.
it will add up to the same thing.
Also, you don't want to Uber every day.
Yeah, no,
Sometimes you just
definitely
want
not.
your freedom of like a car just to go to the shop quickly to go buy a packet of tuna noodles. You don't want to have to Uber there to do it.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, I'm now just remembering I was at the shop earlier and I was looking at the packet of my favorite ramen noodles. Or is ramen also noodles? Am I saying like TT, like chai tea? Anyway, I was looking at the packet of my favorite ramen and I thought to myself, oh no, it's fine. I've got like leftovers at home. But now all I want is a packet of ramen.
I lust for noodles. We must actually still have dinner tonight. We're gonna go out after we finish done recording. I mean, everyone now knows this. So I lust for noodles. So I wonder if I can have noodles for dinner tonight. But
Where are you
yeah,
going for dinner?
nowhere where there's noodles. We're going to Ocean Basket actually.
When
So
last time I went to Ocean Basket, I love their platter for one.
yeah, so I'm thinking something like that, or maybe like a little sushi vibes. So no, we'll see.
Mm,
That's it. I feel like you were
sorry.
about to make like a massive announcement. You gasped so much.
No, it's not even a big deal. I just wanted to tell you something about next time you're in Joburg and we see each other, we have to go have dinners or lunch or whatever at Saigon Susie.
I mean, I'm there. I am in look, I am in Joburg. When am I? When am I? Next month. I'm in Joburg in August, but literally for like 3 hours of my life between like landing from one flight and like catching my next flight. So not
Where are you
then.
going?
To Botswana. I'm
Ooh.
very excited. It's actually a trip for Calvin's work stuff. So he was invited by Suzuki. No, he was invited by Wheels 24 on a Suzuki trip. And
That is so cool.
he
Botswana is
came,
beautiful.
and so we land in I can't remember where we land. It's not Gaborone, but we land like somewhere and we drive from there.
Chobe.
No, also not Chobe, but I think we drive through Chobe because we drive from wherever we land to Zambia and over the course of like 3 days, and then we fly from Zambia to Joburg
Stop.
and then home. So I'm pretty excited. Maybe I'll do a little behind the scenes on BGG, just like brown girls in Botswana, kind of vibe.
Please do. It'll be so
Dave's gonna
cool.
do that. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap us up because I'm hungry and it's supper time. And also, I don't want to drag us out too long. I don't want people to get bored. I want them to be excited to hear from us.
And also, yeah, I'm starving as well. And I now have to just concede and have my leftovers and not my ramen.
You could Uber eat something to you.
No, Bonnie, if you're
Okay.
listening, I'm not getting Uber.
But actually, like, I must video call you one day, like from the office, and then you can catch up with Bonds. Oh, I love Bonnie.
Please,
Anyway,
I would love that. Please do. That would be funny.
I can't remember. Are we in this off? Just to anyone that's listening, please follow us at BGG. What social media? This is terrible. At Brown Book Guide
BGG
Pod.
Pod. BGG Pod on Twitter and Brown Girls Guide Pod on Instagram.
Just look up Brown Girls Guide like podcast on the social channels, guys, and then you'll find us. We are so sorry we haven't done this in a while, but we promise we are back. And we've got lots of like really great ideas. We should get Dr. Layla on again, by the way, because she's opened her own practice. I'd love to actually talk about like how it feels to like start her own business and stuff. So we'll get her on again, and we've got great ideas. But thank you all for tuning in to our first episode of a new season. We are tired. I'm not gonna lie, we are tired. But we are showing up because this is something we really want to grow. We are invested in this. We want to grow it. We have big plans for where we want to take it. So yeah. On that note, Amber, anything else you want to say?
Nope, nothing. Just absolutely echoing what you were saying. We are super excited, even though we are super tired. One thing I think that still excites me. Okay, I do love my life, guys. Sure, that sounds very sad, but it's just so exciting to have, dare I say, a brand that you get to build up like on your own terms and with someone who is on the same page as you. So we are very excited for what's coming, and thank you for listening to our mothers. Thank you for listening today.
Yes. Thank you, Mommy, for listening to our podcast. And thank you, Nicole, who I know listens as well. To talk to
And
Nicole.
Layla's listening.
And
I
Layla.
know that.
So thank you. Thanks to our audience of 4 for listening. We love you guys. And we will chat soon. So bye.
Absolutely. Bye.